This is NVDA on the 5-minute time frame. Here are your price targets for Wednesday. We ended the day at $126.36, down 1.62%. To the north side from where we are takes us to another level of resistance and a potential take profit area at roughly 129. Above that, 130.38 roughly, and 131.59. We are at the middle of the trend and VWAP as well at 126.10. Below that, at another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 123.88, 122.58, and 121.25. Looking left, you can see this sell-off here at resistance, and we didn't quite make it up to this line, but we started to fall down. And as you can see, a buy-in here at support here at support as well, at least one level of it. Now, as far as the gaps, this gap has not touched, so this gap to the south side is still in play. This is a landmine to the south side, and if we continue to go downward in this channel, we could potentially touch -2 standard deviations by next week, the 22nd-ish. And then we have another landmine to be careful of or watch out for. That will take us down to 116.49. And then we have some other gaps that I am also tracking to the south side, but one gap at a time. This is the first one that I will be tracking. And if we do touch this area, that will be also support, so we can see a bounce off of that. So this thing is going to whip you around. The 1-year price target on this is 130.54, which represents a 3.31% from where we are. Now, the next one I want to talk about is DR Horton. I recently talked about this one on July 11th, and that one was when we were at 149.46. We've continued to grind upward. So we ended the day at 162.49, up 0.14%. To the north side takes us to another level of resistance and a potential take profit area, 164.36. 166.23, and roughly 168.12. To the south side, the middle of the trend takes us to 160.88. VWAP is at 160.15. Another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 157.12, 155.39, and 153.49. This gap closes to the south side at 152.07, and that will be support as well. So if we do make our way back down to this level, I will anticipate a bounce off of that until that turns into resistance. And then another landmine to watch out for at 139.79. And when I last looked at this, the 1-year price target was 169.60. And did they change it? Slightly revised downward. And as you can see here, bounce at support. Here's a level of support. I'm just showing you the clear levels of support at -2, -3, or -4. And obviously many other levels in between, but that's not what I play typically. All right, that's a runner today on Vanguard's ETF. All right, and at the bottom of the list is, there we go, Charles Schwab. They opened up a brokerage near my house. I'm pretty sure it's Charles Schwab. I'll have to double check that, but I thought that was very interesting. The 1-year price target on this puppy is $80.83, which represents a nearly 20% return from where we are. And we are at 67.43, down 10%. All right, so let's give you some price targets for Wednesday. And to the north side, VWAP takes us to 67.63, the middle of the trend, where price either grinds to the north side if we're south. Everything has to go through the middle of the trend to get to the upside or to the downside. This is the resting place for price until it makes that decision. And that is 69.58. Well, 67.63 is VWAP, and then the middle of the trend there. This gap to the up, let me mark this out before I continue on. And you know I like to put my gaps to the upside in green, notating to the north side. Yeah, let's just do it right there. All right, 2 standard deviations is roughly 73.34. So this lines up with basically 3 standard deviations at 74.95 and 77.05. To the south side, because there's always a south side, 65.79, 63.95, and 62.07. And you could see the crack at resistance, 2 standard deviations. Again, everything I track, I like to keep it within -2 and 2 standard deviations. It's a normal range. Anything outside is an outlier, a clear buy and sell signal. And that for me is a clear, take your profits and leave. And then this is not a clear signal for me, but if you turn on your bots, your buy and sell signal, they'll give you a ton of signals if you like to day trade a lot or if you like to see what it's recommending you do. And you know, one other one I want to show you very quickly is ATNF. This ran today. I am tracking this one because I've played it in the past. And the day's high was $1.97. The high was $2.40. The low was $1.97. And we ran, let's see here. Today was the 16th. Let me move this around. So we started the day right here, but this is the low. And the high there was roughly 19%, is that right? So the low is 197. I'll just be a little bit more precise. 240. We were up 21%, but what comes up must come down. It's not going to stay there, especially people are taking their profits and they are running, they're locking in and they are leaving. And that's exactly what they did. So still not too shabby at the end of the day at 14.29%. Now, your price targets. See how hard this is to see where the candles are? If you don't know, you want to switch it to candles here. And then if you want to see, all the little gaps, and then make the candles just a little larger so you can check it out better, go to this one, the Heiken Ashi. So that makes it more smoother, I should say. Makes your candles smoother. And then if you just play the -2 and 2 standard deviations, who cares about all the gaps in between? Because those standard deviations will most likely close out your gaps, unless those gaps are way to the south side or way to the north side, and we have not retraced to those levels just yet. Okay, now to your price targets. And that maybe only made sense to me. Okay, so price was at 232. And to the north side takes us to 2 standard deviations, 308, 354, and 397, or 401, 402. And then VWAP is 222, the middle of the trend, 215, 122, my goodness, and ignore all those horizontal lines, my previous support and resistance lines. and where I previously traded in the past. And I would not be getting it in this one. This is a dangerous one. This thing will flip you all over the place. 0.7521, and then this is not going to get to this level on Wednesday, which is 0.2836. And if it does, you can bet it will get bought up. What else here? Oh, this last move, my goodness. The stock ran roughly 300 and something %. I only caught 2 moves within the day because I was so busy doing some things. And I caught this move on, what day was that I sold out? Where is my price? I don't know, something happened. Something's missing. My price target is missing because when I flip this over to the different time frames, it makes my chart wonky, so I shouldn't be doing that, but I do. But anyway, I made an 11.55% return here. Oh, I bought here at 157, sold some out here at 175, and then I sold out here at 368. The day's high was 4 something. Oh, right here, I'll tell you. Roughly 482-ish. And I caught that second move at a 35% return. So can't not be happy with that one, right? Can't not be feeling it, as the kids like to say. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at NVDA, which was a runner today, according to Fidelity. The #1 actively traded stock across all markets, so that's what I like to track. The #1 ticker, or the most heavily traded ticker. And then since I never know what else to track, I just go from the top of my Vanguard list here, and then the bottom, I like to track stocks that are in the hole, that have tanked, to see if there's upside potential. And then I just did ATNF as well. All right, have a great trading day.